And I welcome you, Your Excellency, Arun Singh, the current ambassador from India to the United States of America. It's great to have you at APCO today. Wanted to ask you a couple questions and just start off with, why is this relationship between the United States and the people of India so critically important, and especially with the business ties and the people-to-people ties?
Thank you, Ambassador Roma. I think the relationship is critically important both with a political aspect and an economic aspect. In terms of the political aspect, if you look around the world, the two countries with maximum degree of multiculturalism are US and India. And the message that India brings to the world today is a message of people, followers of different faiths, religions, being able to live together in the midst of diversity, inclusion, pluralism and tolerance. And I think that is a very important message in today's global context. Going from there to the economic dimension, with a country of about 1.2 billion people, 60% of the population in the working age bracket. Most projections for the next 50 to 60 years, the bulk of the population will remain in the working age bracket. Place with tremendous economic opportunities in infrastructure, in manufacturing, huge unmet needs. So again, in the current global context of stagnation, slowdown in large parts of the world, we are in the opportunity of partnership between India and the US in a position to provide new economic avenues. And I think that's the reason.
So let's talk about some of these economic avenues. The United States can provide money, direct investment, technology, innovation. In those 3 or 4 areas, what sectors would India concentrate on now? What is a priority for strengthening the relationship today and immediately?
So all the things are very important for the areas we have identified as priority. Going ahead, there will be priority focus in India on infrastructure, where we have unmet needs and we need to build for the future. There will be focus on expansion of manufacturing. We have a program on Make in India. There will be a focus on digital infrastructure and the potential of digital technology for being disruptive in terms of business models. And that is again an area where both India and the US have strengths. There will be tremendous potential in innovation, in startups. And these are the areas where we find in the last several years new products, new ideas, new business models emerging from India, and there'll be a lot of opportunity there.
And let's say a business gets to India, they're manufacturing in India, creating jobs in the US and India, but they run into a problem. What are the venues, what are the ways for them to work through that problem? Is that through your good office? Is that through a CEO forum? What are the options for them?
So in fact, again, reflecting the strength of our partnership and our linkages, there are a large number of forums that are available, and each business that has any difficulty should decide which one works best for itself. At one level, we have a public-private partnership called Invest India, and they handhold the investor from the point of conceptualizing an idea to actual investment on the ground. So that's one option. Also, our Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion runs an interministerial group focusing on US investment, where any investor that has a problem can bring it to the attention of that group and they try and address it. Also, I find we have business organizations like the US-India Business Council, the CEOs Forum, who are also available as avenues for reaching out to governments on both sides if there are any concept issues or any other difficulties being faced. Last but not least, the two governments are in regular dialogue with each other through the Department of Commerce here, the Office of the US Trade Representative, and our Ministry of Commerce, addressing different issues. And then, of course, we are there at the embassy. And I encourage any investor with any idea, difficulty, suggestion to approach us, and we certainly pass it on to the concerned Indian entity or ministry and try and follow up on that.
India is located geographically in a challenging part of the world. You have challenging neighbors and neighborhood. The security partnership between the United States and India is growing and growing on counterterrorism, intel sharing, defense, Indian Ocean. Talk about why this is so important in this more and more tumultuous world that we live in. How do we increase that security partnership?
So we already have a growing security partnership. For example, in the last 4 or 5 years, we have contracted to buy almost $14 billion worth of defense supplies from the US, more than what we have done with any other country. Both governments, reflecting the confidence we have in the relationship, have now decided to move away from a buyer-seller relationship to co-development of technology and co-production in defense. So that will be another area going forward. Also, we are working very closely on issues related to homeland security, both in terms of building capacities, in terms of technology, building facilities, and that is again an area of growing strength in our partnership. So I would say that the world has now become like a small village. Through the modern connectivity, things happening in one part of the world impact on another. Developments in our region have a bearing on things in the United States. So it's very important that we work together to address these common challenges that we face.
So now, very quickly, a lightning round. Somebody once asked me when I was in India what was one of my favorite places to go. The list is too long, but Ranthambore, the Tiger Park was certainly one of them. What's one of your favorite places in America to visit?
I'm still trying to discover that. I've been here in my new incarnation, I should say, just for 10 months. And I have been traveling to different parts of the US. And I find, like in the case of India, each part of the US is unique in terms of what it has to offer. So I'm still going through the exploration phase. And it would be not correct for me to make my choice before I had seen it all.
Well, I know you've just recently been in Alabama and Utah, and they may be up at the top of your list. Indiana better get in there. Now, favorite food. I love tandoori chicken and naan, garlic naan. Do you have some favorite American foods that you...
Well, you know, I would say that not unlike most Indians, I tend to stay with Indian foods.
Good answer. That's awful good.
But when I have a choice, other than that, I go for some nice salad.
Nice salads, big healthy salads. And then finally, I learned so much about cricket in India and love the opportunity to go to cricket games. Do you have a sport? I know everybody loves cricket and almost nothing else in India. Is there a sport here with March Madness and basketball coming on strong here? Are you going to get to a basketball game, or is there another sport you really
So
like?
I've been to a basketball game, but I'm trying to figure out how football operates.
Well, we'll make sure you get to a game and understand that. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you
Ambassador.
very much.
Great to be with you.